Just wanted to say hi real quick. I know I'm supposed to be streaming at 8 this evening, but I also know that I was supposed to be streaming at 8 last evening, and I didn't. And I was supposed to be streaming at 8 p.m. the evening before that, and I also didn't stream then. So instead, I'm streaming at 4 in the morning. Um, I leave for work at 5, hopefully. And which I should probably set an alarm to remind me to get off of this. And I get home from work around 7. I figured I would stream from about 8 till 9, and that would be good. Unfortunately, when I get home from work, I often have a list of things that I have to do. And that list includes dishes, mowing the lawn. Uh, Yesterday it included apparently helping clean out my gutters and going for ice cream with my in-laws. Surprise. Um, when was this saved last? 5:10. Oh, let's load this one. I forgot to save over the other coastal adventures. Oh well. So, all in all, that meant that yesterday I had absolutely zero time to play. And I never got on. By the time I was able to, it was about 9:30, and considering that I'm waking up at 4:30 most days, clearly today I woke up earlier, but considering that I usually wake up at 4:30, 9:30 is about getting towards my bedtime. So I ended up staying up an extra hour anyway because suddenly Catherine wanted to go on vacation, so we started planning that. But um, that's another story entirely. And either way, I didn't make it to bed. So I just want to apologize to all of my viewers for the sudden time switch. Because it's just the only time that I'm going to be able to stream is when she's asleep and there's not much to do. Alright, well, welcome back to another episode of Coastal Adventures. Well, Coastal Planning. Where's Hermione? Hiding it by me. I see. So, deep sigh. Last episode I showed you guys some basics on tabletop, or on Cityographer. And I'll probably do another episode on Cityographer because I don't think I really finished it. These dice just need to be deleted. But today why does this keep there? Now it's gone. But today I'm going to show you more Tabletop Simulator. All right. This could use some adjustments, so let's take all of these and scale them down. They're just a little on the large side. Fast monsters. I do like the idea of them, but yeah, just a little on the large side for me. Really need to go through the scrolls. So, there's a couple different ways that I can do the scrolls. Well, there's a couple different ways that I can do lots of stuff. Um, we've also got all of these magical items that I should be going through. So, ooh, I like that. Objects. Oops. Well, what I'm trying to do right now is sort out some of these chests And then every time that I start giving people stuff, I can just, ooh, I like that. All the way up to 46. Okay. We've got acid, bludgeoning, and cold. I forgot I'd done that. So those will be weapon buffs. Um, whatever. Oops. So, I'm trying to sort these out, that way I can much more easily create individualized chests when necessary by simply copying, pasting, putting things in, and going from there. Alright, so these are my chests right now. So I've got poison chest, alchemist chest, potion. Okay. Ring chest. I don't have a ring chest here, which means I should create a ring chest. None of these were rings, right? Nope. Alright, so let's go objects, saved objects. If you guys ever want stuff, I can always give you stuff. It's a good chest. Okay, so I still need to give them art chest, book chest, and treasure chest. And they've got the other 6. That was not the right one. Oh, that is what I'm drawing though. I know I have books here somewhere. What are you? Ah. One D4 draws from the book chest? Nah. The book chest is gonna be Either very powerful or very weak. I might change that to being 1d4. Cool. Um, well, I do need you. Because, oop, that's not what I wanted. So, you've got to be fire. This is easy. So yeah, just literally making my life easier in the long run. And you know what? I think I'm gonna save some of this stuff and update my D&D workshop thing, because I do have this general plan available on the workshop. And what I should do is, after I have this stuff updated, go through and update everything via that. That way other people have access to all this work that I'm putting in. And I realize that some of this stuff is pretty overpowered. But I think I'm going to keep these magical chests a little bit more rare. I've already given them out a little too much, probably, with the wands that I gave out. But I didn't have the scroll chest done, which is something I'm going to have to finish before the next session, because I really like giving out scrolls. The awesome thing about both scrolls and potions is my players use them. Unfortunately, my players use everything I give them. I once gave I was trying to make a campaign go to the plains, and they had just drawn from the deck of many things, and one of the players had the immortal enemy from another plane. So that's cool. And he got captured by this immortal enemy because, well, he didn't show up one day, and they were in the middle of a dungeon, and I needed to make a reason for why his character wasn't there. Which I hate to do, honestly. Um, that's the biggest problem for when people don't show up. Something has to happen to make it so that they can be separated, at least in my games. So his character gets captured, and all's fine with the world. And I gave the rest of the party these gloves of planar travel so they could go after him. And they had no intention of doing that. So they didn't. And it never, not so that they could go after and save the one guy, because I ended up making it not too difficult for them to get him, because he did show up the next week, and that was unexpected, by the way. I thought he was going to miss the next few weeks, and then he showed up the next week anyway. But so they rescued him, but I thought they'd go after this demon or devil. I forget. It was something infernal or abyssal. Infernal. So it was a devil. So I thought they'd be going after this devil, and they didn't, clearly. So I ended up just giving them these gloves of planar travel that they were never going to use. And then one day, I had them fighting an ancient black dragon, or adult black dragon. It wasn't ancient yet. Anyway, I had them fighting this black dragon who was super prepared for them, had spells. This is 3.5, so preparedness in 3.5 meant he had the spell Stone Skin, he had certain immunities, he was ready to fight these adventurers. And the first round of combat goes off, and these guys roll pretty well and deal 1 damage total. One guy got past the damage resistance because in 3.5 you didn't have uh, resistance that halves the damage, you had resistance that just minused X amount from the damage. So he had so much damage resistance, these guys at level, what, the highest one was level 10 or 11, and the lowest was level 8, I think. So at that level range, couldn't even hit him. And he only attacked in the air. There was no, my players had no chance. They were going to die. And then my one player who had the gloves of planar travel, who was played by, the character name was Clint Dogood, and he was played by Mikey, actually, who's sitting here. He jumped on the other dragon's back, and I thought he was just going to try and attack him from the other dragon's back, and I thought it was stupid. But I was like, sure, you do what you do, it's not going to get past the Stone Skin. And instead he used the gloves of planar travel, which had a 50% chance to send the dragon into another plane. The dragon had spell resistance, and he had saving throws. Both of those were employed. Both of them failed for the dragon, and he wound up in the plane of fire. And Clint Dogood wound up falling for quite a bit before their ally caught them, which was they had a very young gold dragon ally. So, gold dragon, cool, but weak for a dragon. So, it ended up working out pretty well for them and surprising me very much. Alright, so I've got my weapon buffs. That's done. Probably not done. Yeah, there's more. Alright. I know there's other types of weapon buffs. Now it's time to do some rings. The real question is, do I use these for the rings, or do I use these for the rings? And I think I've been using these. I know I've been using these. So, rings have a very large variance on how powerful they are. And in the game, you're supposed to only be able to wear 2 rings. That's a balance issue. It's a balance issue that I don't really like because it doesn't make sense. Okay. Oh, cool. Oh, these are all the worlds I play in, and I've run games in. Besides standard campaign settings like Dark Sun or Greyhawk, Forgotten Realms, or Eberron. Um, this is where I'm putting in rules for the different tool sets, and clearly there's a lot of work I need to do. But I've got herbalism. I've had a lot of players both have herbalism and want to use it. I guess making it so that herbalism was both, well, herbalism and poison, does both potions and poison, And focusing on giving them lots of potions made them really enjoy potions. What time is it, by the way? Well, unfortunately, I don't have time to do the rings here. So I'm going to overwrite this again. And I'm going to get off of here. And I'm going to cancel the stream. Or stop the stream. Thanks for joining me. Have a nice day.